Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. So today I'm going to tell you about the week 5 of my journey. So I went to 3 games from Thursday to Saturday. I'll start off with Thursday. I left at 10:15 a.m., got on the road for Memphis, Tennessee, and the Memphis Navy game was the ESPN feature game that Thursday night. So I was excited. On my trip, I stopped a few times, for gas, went to the bathroom. I arrived in Memphis somewhere around 2 in the afternoon. Now, the game was at 7, so I was looking around for parking. I originally saw a spot that there were people, looked like they were tailgating, but I wasn't really so sure that it was free. So I ended up kind of looking around some more. Couldn't find anything that was free. Most everything was like $10. So I figured I'd go back to that other place, check it out. So I ended up driving into this high school area. It was really big open lot. And I saw some Navy fans there, and I asked them if it was free parking. They said, yeah. So they were really nice, and talked to them for a little bit. Then I ended up making my way to a few other tailgates before going over to where the walkthrough was. So when I went to the walkthrough, it was probably around 4:30. Really cool walkthrough. I had a good time. Definitely lively, a lot of excitement. So I even saw a live tiger that was like over there by the walkthrough. Definitely a good time. So I was walking through the different tailgates, and 3 different occasions people had offered me food. I had everything from chicken wings to ribs to burgers to Chick-fil-A. So it was phenomenal food and definitely a good tailgate scene. So I ended up going into the stadium, watched the teams warm up, went to several locations for the warm-ups. So once the game started, I kind of moved around. I met some very nice Memphis fans, and I also met some very obnoxious Memphis fans, but that comes with every fan base. So Navy was up at the half, and they had some momentum going into halftime, but in the end, Memphis ended up winning 35-23. So definitely, it was an exciting game. I had a good time. Got a little lost on the way back trying to figure out where my car was at. I didn't really do a good job of locating like landmarks to get back to where I had come from. So anyway, eventually I found my way back, but ended up driving home, and it got back around 3 a.m. to Nashville. So the next day my parents came in for the Northern Illinois at Vandy game. And this was another 11 a.m. game, so early start time. So I had to get up early for that game. We ended up joining a big tailgate with Vandy, and we ate, went over to the game. So we got there right before they ran out, and Vandy ended up getting out to a 14-0 lead in the first quarter, but then Northern Illinois made it a very close game, and Vandy ended up eventually winning a close one, 24-18. Northern Illinois was driving at the end as well, so it was definitely a close game, but it ended at around 2:20 in the afternoon. So right after that, we kind of had to hurry. We ordered to go from Urban Cookhouse. We got some buffalo chicken wraps and a side. It was really good. We ended up watching some college football very briefly while we were eating and getting ready. So then, after we ate, we hit the road around 4 p.m. and we were on the road for about an hour, 15 minutes on our way to Bowling Green for the Western Kentucky UAB game. It was a 6 p.m. kickoff, so fortunately we didn't hit hardly any traffic, so that was a blessing. And I had bought tickets earlier, so didn't have to worry about trying to buy tickets at the game. We already had that under control. So it was only $9 a ticket, which was really reasonable price for a Conference USA matchup like that. So we got to campus there around 5:20, found an elementary school that we parked at for free, which we were fortunate to be able to find getting there so late. And it was probably about a half a mile from the stadium. So we ended up looking around, the tailgate scene for about 20 minutes, got into the game. Fortunately, there wasn't that big of a wait sort of to get through security. So yeah, we got there in a good time. A little bit of warm-ups, not much, but we got to see them run out there for the game, which was nice. It was definitely a cool scene, like the setting for the stadium. They got the water tower in the background. Just a neat little stadium. Stadium was packed, but there was definitely enough open seating to where you could kind of sit where you wanted. So it was a good mesh of that with the crowd. So we sat behind the UAB sideline around the 20-yard line. It was a fairly close game, but in the end, Western Kentucky ended up winning 20-13. So I picked up some cups, ticket stubs, and my parents and I walked back probably about 30 minutes after the game had ended. So we definitely enjoyed our time. It was good to watch the game with them. They had never been to Western Kentucky for a game, so we all had a really good time at the game. We drove back, stopped at Wendy's, drove through for probably, 40 minutes before we stopped for food. We got back around 11:30 at night, so very action-packed Saturday.